Hello everybody and welcome back to the sexiest place on the internet. I am your host Dwayne Johnson, and today we're going to be looking at this man right here, Jon Zherka. Now if you don't know who Jon Zherka is, don't feel bad. I didn't know who he was either until somebody commented on one of my videos and told me to talk about him, and I can safely say that the more I found out about this man, the worse it got. It felt like I was falling down a never-ending rabbit hole that just kept getting worse and worse and worse, to the point that I'm now making this video. Quick backstory time. Jon started his online career about 4 years ago, where he gained quite a bit of popularity, but he's been really making a name for himself over this past year, since he became part of the red pill community, clout chasing off of people like Sneeko, Just Pearly Things, and most of all, Andrew Tate. But the funny thing about this man is the way that he clout chases off of Andrew Tate is by his sort of promise on being an alternate version of the Tates.
The Matrix ain't beating me. I'm not Andrew Tate, bro. I'm the intelligent guy for politics. The #1 highest power level of free speech, which is me, not Andrew Tate, who goes, some women are good at some things. No, women suck at everything. I am the truth channel.
But whereas the Tates would have some good advice sprinkled in here and there, things like working out, eating healthy, being determined, focused, Zherka does none of that. Or if he does, I haven't seen it. Imagine you take the Tates and just dumb them down by like 100. That's Zherka. And the funny thing is that he's built his persona around being the alternate version of Andrew Tate, even going to the extent of wearing sunglasses and smoking on people's podcasts. While of course manspreading, because I mean, you have to do that. You're an alpha man, you have to manspread. You can't sit normally. You gotta spread out them legs, air them nuts out. This is what men do. Another thing Zherka is known for is his use of the N-word. He loves using the N-word despite not being black.
Why I have the N-word pass is I stole it, so you know I'm black. I was raised by a black Christian family. I was raised by a finger-licking good family.
But then again, he just kind of likes using slurs in general. It's kind of his thing.
But I'm not a
And his reasoning behind why he can use slurs is this.
No black man on earth finds the N-word offensive. When words hurt you, you're a woman. The only reason men find slurs offensive is because their wives or girlfriends are forcing them for some pussy to be offended.
Do you see what I mean when I say he's dumb? The only reason people don't say slurs is so women will sleep with them. But on top of just being a dumbass, he's also really disgusting, as I will show you from these clips that have gone pretty viral over the past couple weeks.
What's your age?
I'm 18.
Now we're talking.
So right off the bat, that's really weird. That's kind of gross. That's actually not kind of, it's gross. For reference, this man is 28 years old. He was born in 1995 and she's 18. This is pretty disgusting, but let's see what else he has to say about this.
How old are you?
Don't worry about it, you know.
No, that's not fair.
Okay, well, I just turned 29.
Never mind, he's 29, my bad, I fucked up. So yeah, just a little bit worse than 28.
But I love teenagers. I love teenagers so much. 24-year-old ones be hotter. I'm not gonna lie, they physically hotter. But the 18-year-old ones, they're like, hey, let's watch Death Note. You have a car? You know, it's so much hotter when it's like fresh.
Yeah, so that's not normal. That's pretty gross. Even with no context to this video, if you ever hear an adult say something like, I love teenagers, they probably shouldn't be around teenagers. But the fact that he goes on to explain that the reason he likes them so much is because they are quote unquote fresh? What? You're a predator. Yeah, it might be legal, but we do have a term for that. It's called grooming. And if that wasn't bad enough for you, he goes on to explain why he likes young women so much in this next clip.
I have an interesting theory of why guys like younger women, right? So like my phone freezes from all the women who text me, right?
Oh my God, no,
it's unfortunate.
So
First off, you have a really shitty phone then. If your phone is freezing as a result of the amount of text you're getting, you should probably get a new phone. Maybe lose the iPhone SE.
I genuinely, put me on a lie detector test. On God, I find a 25-year-old woman way prettier than a 19-year-old. She does her makeup better. She's more developed. She's just hotter.
I love Sneeko's face right there when he says that the 25-year-old is hotter. He's just like so in disgust. Like, ew, ew. What, a 25-year-old? You're expecting me to be with someone over the age of 20? That's disgusting. I couldn't even fucking imagine. Someone whose brain is fully developed? Gross. Never, ever.
But she comes with an opinion. And it's so fucking, I'm not joking, man. Yeah. She comes with all this extra stuff. So you go on a date and it kind of feels like a war. But if you date a 19-year-old girl, she just has fun.
Dude, this is the biggest self-report ever. How the fuck are you saying this on a podcast? Yes, John, as you age, you end up developing opinions. You end up maturing. That's part of life. Obviously, that never happened to you because you still have the mentality of a 12-year-old while being 29.
Bro, she's 18. I blew out the candles on her birthday and blew her back out like I did it legally.
You are admitting that you are preying on women that are still very naive because they do not have the same life experience that you do. So you have this mental advantage over them. This is so gross, because if that's your reasoning behind it, then where does it end? Because we know that you'll go down to 18 because 18 is legal here in the States. But like, if it wasn't illegal, or would you go lower? You would. I don't need to ask that question. You would, because they're naive. And the thing that you are saying is that you enjoy women that don't have opinions, that don't have life experience like you do. So like, where does that end? That's gross. That's disgusting. Hey guys, just wanted to pop in real quick and say that as I was editing this video, another clip of Zherka's ended up making its way to my desk. And I think I was a little out of pocket when I was calling Zherka a groomer. I want to rephrase that. I think that he's actually a pedophile, because in this clip, Adin Ross confronts Zherka about him having sex with a 16-year-old, and this is Zherka's response.
You call me a pedophile?
Yes! Yeah, Sneeko told me you're a pedophile.
Yeah, I am, but I didn't know you knew, like, what the f*** is Sneeko just talking shit?
Wait, you're actually a pedophile?
Like, no, dude, I went to a state where it's legal, and... Huh?
You don't think it's weird to f*** 16-year-olds?
It's weird, but they're so hot, dude. I went to a state where it's legal, and I just f*** one.
Do you know how bad you have to be if Adin Ross and Sneeko are calling you out on your shit? It does turn out that actually most of the states in the US, the legal age of consent is 16, but that is no reason to be doing that. I don't know. I'm not crazy for thinking that. Even Adin Ross and Sneeko understand this. It doesn't fucking matter if it's legal. It's still wrong. This man should be locked up. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in here to say that I was being way too generous in my initial reaction to this man. I want to change my stance from calling him a groomer, calling him disgusting, gross, and just call him what he is, which is a pedophile. Thank you, and back to the video.
You personally, do you think that like if a girl has 50 bodies and a guy 50 bodies, that it's the exact same?
No, one's a champion, the other ran through like a fucking Twinkie. What are you talking about?
Wait, you
Get there faster, she's filled up.
Why do you guys do this to me? You guys recommend me the worst people on the planet to talk about. Can't I just talk about something nice like butterflies or something? Why do I have to watch this fucking dumbass? I will never understand these alpha males' view on women, because they will say one thing and then say the next thing in the same exact sentence. He is saying if a man has sex with a woman 50 times, then he's a champion. If a woman does it, then she's a whore. First off, I think we can all agree that that's really fucking stupid. Like, obviously, it doesn't matter either way. But let's imagine we're in this reality where a man is a champion if he has 50 bodies, a woman is a whore if she has 50. You contributed to that. Like, you did that. You're saying that you want women to not sleep around, but then you're sleeping around with women, which means that they're sleeping around. Like, it works both ways. I don't understand this logic. I feel like I'm like living in some like fantasy world where like reason and logic are just completely thrown out the window. I don't get it. I don't get it. I am losing my gosh dang mind. And while we're on the subject of contradictions, in this clip here, Zherka is debating a dating coach that's been teaching dating advice for 18 years.
I've been teaching dating for 18 years.
How are you not embarrassed to say this? You're saying high-value men are hitting you up.
Absolutely, it's a fact. Yeah.
Give me a break, dude.
These are incredibly successful.
If they're successful, why are they coming to you for dating? Because they can't get pussy, they're losers.
But what I think is so funny about this is that Zherka's like shitting on him for doing this. But about a month ago, Zherka just released his own website where he does just that. As I said at the beginning of this video, Zherka is obsessed with the Tates. He wants to be the next Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate is a homosexual.
He has some of the confidence. He doesn't have nearly the smarts, but he's trying his damnedest here. So he has this website called Date IQ, which he actually said made 75,000 within the first 24 hours of launching, which is fucking insane. I don't know if that's true or not. If that is true, I feel really bad for the men that have signed up for this, or I should say kids, because I don't think most adult males are looking to Jon for dating advice, and if they are, then that actually does genuinely make me sad. But when you click on his site, the first thing that comes up here, it says, understand the deep and dark psychological attraction triggers that are in a woman's brain. So obviously we're not treating women as people, we're treating them as these objects that we have to manipulate into doing what we want, which is obviously getting laid. $50 million I've made. 1.7 thousand girls I fucked. Zherka's messages. OMG, you didn't have to rizz me up like that. And of course we have bottom G, Mr. Andrew here. Yo, put me onto your game. Just dissing Andrew any way he can, which I mean is fine with me. I mean, I don't like the guy. So if we can have these men fight each other from within the red pill community and just have them kind of like implode on themselves, I think that's a good idea. So I think that they should keep going at it, honestly. But let's see how much he's charging for this program. I'm sure it's not too much, right? It can't be that bad. Join now. Price increasing soon from $47 to $149. Join now to lock your price in. I don't think all of my streaming services combined even equals $47. Who the hell is paying for a random guy's opinion on dating? And the fact that he was making fun of another dude for doing this exact same thing? Huh? Also, we know that price is never going to $149. There's no way. That's like the most obvious gimmick in the book. Dude, want to come sign up for this website? It's like such a good fucking deal, bro. And we're gonna get fucking laid. It's like 1/3 the price. We gotta get in now before it gets expensive. Okay, let's do this. Learn my exact strategy on how I was able to not only pick up, but sleep with thousands of women each year. No way, Jon, you're sleeping with thousands of women each year? That means that on average, you're sleeping about with 3 women a day. That must be pretty hard, especially whenever you have erectile dysfunction.
They're not real girlfriends, because when I have a girlfriend, I'm loyal, and it's easy with ED.
Just saying, I don't think I believe it. And not to go back to the contradictions already, but I have to, because his whole personality is around sleeping with a ton of women. It's around being a player. It's around being a badass. But in this clip here, he says quite literally the exact opposite.
Oh, my dad once said, he's like, son, remember, a player, a man who has multiple women, they're always, years later, a closet homosexual. And I'm like, why, Dad? He's like, real men will just have one. He thinks being a player is deviant, like you're trying to do deviant things, and what's the most deviant is f***ing a man. If you're a player, what you're admitting to the world is you love quantity, as in you never have good pussy. Real men have one girlfriend and she's hot as f***. That's quality.
So yes, Jon Zherka is not a real man, confirmed by himself right here. And I do have to agree with him a little bit on this, because I do think that he is gay, and I'm not using that as an insult or anything. I genuinely do, because the amount of times that he is talking about gay men in a derogatory way or just in any way is insane.
Everything I say sounds like comedy, but this is not comedy. If you're going to penis pumps and toys and stuff like that, you know that your next step is sucking dick and being gay. The trajectory, you're going to be so bored that you're going to end up fucking men, then animals.
He cannot stop talking about gay men. He cannot stop talking about getting dicked up the ass, which honestly makes me think that he probably wants it. Just admit it, come to terms with it. You want it. You're not comfortable enough in your own sexuality. You would freak the fuck out if someone put nail polish on your nails because you're afraid a guy will look at you in a little bit of a sexual way, and you don't want that. That's the last thing you want, because the last thing that you want is to admit that you are actually gay. So that's my theory. I'm sticking behind that. When the news does actually break that Zherka is actually gay, come back to this video, because I was correct. I know that I'm correct. I also just don't understand Jon's strategy into becoming an online creator, a famous online creator, because he pisses so many people off all the time for like money. But like in doing so, like you don't have very many friends. You don't have very many people that will hang out with you. Like in this clip where he was on stream with Aiden Ross, Sneeko, Just Pearly Things, and Mike Malik, where Mike is the only normal person talking and he's saying that he doesn't like conflict. And Jon responds with this.
I'm very anti-conflict. And that's not to say that I don't think that we should discuss topics and get into the nitty-gritty on it.
Oh my, isn't that a little gay?
Are you 12? Like, are you actually 12 years old?
Jon only exists to piss people off. He only exists to make people upset. He's not funny, even though his bio describes him as being a comedian, and he also describes himself as being better than Dave Chappelle.
I say I'm funnier than Dave Chappelle, man.
He's annoying. He's disgusting. He preys on young women. Like in this clip where Sneeko and Zherka are hitting on a 14-year-old.
Actually, we would make a great double date. I like you on the left, and I think Zherka likes the girl on the right.
They're both on the left. What up, girls? I want to kiss you guys.
How old are you?
Oh, I got that white bitch smiling. Let's go.
Stop. How old are you guys?
Underage. Well, you just
like,
yeah.
Like how underage though? Like your birthday's next week type shit?
Like we can't go to Starbucks, white bitch?
And I will be turning 15 in a month.
That's totally fucking normal. And when you get to the point where even the people that you're trying to impress don't even like you, I think you've kind of lost the plot a little bit. You kind of got lost in the sauce.
Sneeko is such a piece of shit human that
I don't care. I don't care. I make his career, and then all you do for months straight is talk shit. You go on stream, Sneeko this, Sneeko that.
So yeah, I think it's safe to assume that Zherka is a piece of shit. Probably the biggest piece of shit that I've talked about on this channel, which is saying quite a bit. There are quite simply no redeeming qualities to this man. I feel like I could have a more intellectual conversation with a loaf of bread. Jon is a man that solely exists to make people upset, and I'm not upset, I'm just disappointed that there are actually people out there that listen to him. This man does not have the staying power that other online creators have. If he keeps doing what he's doing now, like, nobody's gonna like him. He's annoying, he's a piece of shit, he's misogynistic, he's racist, he's homophobic, he's transphobic, and he also preys on young women. A lot of young women, which is disgusting, and he's disgusting, and he's a fucking piece of shit. Which I already said, but I'm gonna say it again because I can. And I swear to God, if you little rascals out there recommend me another one of these red pill freaks, I'm probably gonna make a video on it because apparently you guys like watching them. Even though it's so painful for my mental health to go through this many hours of stupid, brainless opinions and actions, I'll still do it for you.